Hail, it's Em. This is kind of a K-pop 101 slash kind of article review. When in K-pop you hear the term scandal, it's usually for like a dating scandal, but there have been a few times where it is actually like a for real like scandal. Um, Koreaboo released today the top 12 most controversial scandals of all time in K-pop, but I think there's actually a few more. So I'm going to talk about the 12 that are on the list, and then a few that I added for myself. So let's get to it. So the first scandal we're going to talk about is G-Dragon, quote-unquote, dry humps a backup dancer on stage. There's a clip of the video that's going to be playing while I'm talking. During his Shine a Light concert, G-Dragon was accused of dry humping one of his dancers who was hanging on a vertical bed on stage. The controversy was so great that the South Korean government had to investigate the stage performance. G-Dragon, if charged with the crime, would have faced a sentence of 1 year in jail. The dancer reassured that there was no dry humping going on during the concert, that it was merely a short moment of straddling. I guess in Korean laws, this would be a thing of indecent exposure. Now, this is someone coming from the West, reading this story, so I have to remember that the laws are completely different. The laws are different, and that Korea is more conservative when it comes to things like this. And I watched the video. I don't know what to tell y'all. Personally, it's not my taste, but if it's what the backup dancer said, then yeah. So, Scandal 2. You know how we all like to ship our favorite idols, like, just all this stuff, and yes, it's fun, but, have you thought about what if it honestly was real? U-Kiss's Soohyun and 2AM's Jo Kwon, were in a, dating scandal. Yes, two men. While homosexuality still remains controversial in K-pop, back in 2008, people had been speculating the orientation of Jo Kwon. Rumors settled down for a little bit when he was on We Got Married, but the topic resurfaced once netizens found old love letters between Jo Kwon and Soohyun, the leader of U-Kiss. The letters were said to contain messages that stated that the two had desires to eat, sleep, live, and lay together. However, Jo Kwon denied these rumors and saying that they were just joking around as friends. We will never know an idol's sexual orientation unless they come out saying, I am gay, I am bi. And as fans, it shouldn't really affect us that much, I guess. But yeah. But, since Korea is such a very more conservative country, over there, sexuality is still a heated debate. And so, this would have been major controversy. So, the third scandal is another Big Bang member, Seungri's alleged one-night stand. An anonymous female revealed news to Japanese reporters that she had a one-night stand with Big Bang Seungri. She produced images of Seungri sleeping on the bed, and the woman accused Seungri of strangling during sex, not kissing her once, and not even cleaning up after he finished on her stomach. Seungri stepped out of the public for a time of reflection, but fans argued that the stories were lies and that the images had been fabricated. The case has never been proven true or false. And like I say, like, yes, we are fans and we love our idols and we want them to be perfect, but the thing is, they're humans. They are going to do things that, you know, are not, like, I'm not saying it was a mistake, but, they're going to do things that prove they're not that innocent. I mean, yeah, I don't really know. This hungry. Now, this is actually the only scandal I have never heard of until I read this article, but Kim Sung-jae's puzzling death. In November 1995, singer Kim Sung-jae was found dead in a hotel with 28 needle punctures in his arm. It was concluded that he died from injecting animal stimulant into his body. However, the singer had never done drugs before, which brought up the suspicion of murder. The suspect was his girlfriend, who was known to have some mental issues. At one point, she had tied him up in his sleep to prevent him from going to an appointment. Additionally, she shot him with a gas gun and called him every day when he was out of the country. In the end, she was not found guilty, but it is believed that her rich parents and prestigious background was what changed the course of the verdict. Wow. I kind of want to look into this story a little more. Like, this could be like a total crime novel, or they could make a drama off of this. That would be really interesting to watch. I mean, not to disrespect to what was his name? Sung-jae, but not to disrespect him at all. Maybe to do it in his memory and focus more on like his music and what he did instead of his death, but still have it be like a murder mystery. That would be kind of cool. I don't know. Let's continue. Next, we have Ivy's series of scandals and sex tapes. In 2007, Ivy was entangled in a series of scandals, starting with the plagiarism of a fight scene from Final Fantasy VII in her music video for Sonata of Temptation. The same year, Ivy's ex-boyfriend blackmailed her with nude photos and sex tapes that never surfaced. The ex-boyfriend was then arrested. Not long after, the singer encountered another rumor stating that she had been cheating on her boyfriend, fellow singer Hui-sung. Yet again, Ivy ran into trouble in 2010 when people stated they found a clip of a sex tape that featured her, but thankfully it was later found out that it was not her in that clip. That's why you don't film yourself having sex, or you don't let yourself get filmed. And if the dude's a creep that has like a camera in his room, I don't know. Or, yeah. That's all I have to really say about that. So, next scandal is Kata's contract dispute and disbandment. Bound by their slave contract, Kata filed a lawsuit against DSP Media to terminate their contracts due to overwork and low pay. DSP Media denied all the claims, and the girls, they denied the claims that the girls made, which caused a scandal to break out among fans. A few months later, though, Kara rejoined DSP Media after seeing their album sales increase. Due to the scandal, the girls became a hit. I don't know. Things like this, like, it reminds me of the BAP situation a little bit. Like, what if they're using the scandal to gain more popularity, which I'd hate for Kata or BAP to like use that strategy, but we really don't know. Next scandal is Tiara's alleged bullying. In 2012, Ha-young made her departure from Tiara. Netizens used the members' Twitter updates and blew things out of proportion, accusing the members of bullying her, which caused her to leave. The backlash was so severe that Tiara lost many opportunities for endorsements. Members were kicked out of their TV filmings, and when the group came back with Sexy Love, they did not top the music charts as they usually do. I had heard about this scandal, but like I really don't know a lot about it. Since I don't really listen to Tiara at all. But we will never know what goes on behind closed doors with members. Like, we want to think that they're all friends and that it's all happy all the time, but to be honest, not all of them are friends, and we get annoyed with people, and I mean, yeah, so we never know. So this is another scandal I honestly had not heard about, but it kind of like shocked me. I mean, I'd never listened to the group anyway, but Code V's Jaewon, although not known by many people, Jaewon of Code V was kicked out of his group after his ex-girlfriend wrote a letter and published it online. She said that Jaewon had been using her for money and had got her pregnant before he broke up with her when he was done using her. She also spread news about his racism towards Japanese fans and the fact that he was happy about the Japanese earthquake that hit in 2011. Because of this, the Japanese agency Dream Music kicked the member out. Okay, I need to research this because I have no freaking clue. If you have any ideas about this, please let me know in the comments. What? Like, sorry, if you have any comments about this, please tell me. So, fans declare war on SM. Something we need to do now. But, anyway, in 2007, SM had made plans to produce the Chinese subunit of Super Junior with Zhu and Henry. Out of fear that SM would add 2 members to the original Super Junior, fans protested outside the agency's building with signs that read only 13. When the agency ignored the fans, fans pooled their money together and purchased 58,000 shares from SM Entertainment stocks and declared they would do whatever it takes. SM finally gave up on that idea and did not add the 2 members into the main group, but as you know, they are still considered part of the Super Junior family. There is Promise, which is, well, there's Protect, which is the 10 members. I'm going to write the words here. Promise, which is 13. No, Believe, which is 13, and then Promise, which is 15, which it means the all the members of Super Junior together. So Protect, Believe, and Promise. Yeah, that's something that Elves came up with. I honestly like it. I mean, it is a bummer that Henry and Jumi only really get to promote when SM lets them, or, you know, when Super Junior M is doing something. I wish they had more opportunities, but yeah, I would probably feel the same way if SM tried replacing members of EXO or anything like that. I would just not be happy, and I understand. So, Jang Suk-woo's sexual assault among trainees. The CEO of Open World Entertainment, Jang Suk-woo, was sentenced to sexually assaulting trainees. A reporter stated that the CEO fed his victims doctored liquor before assaulting them in the basement of the studio. He forced his male trainees to attack the female trainees while he directed instructions via text messages and watched from another room. He was sentenced to 6 years in prison. Holy freaking crap, that guy is evil. I mean, I just skimmed over the story when I first found it, but dang, that's evil. So next we have a scandal that actually turned out to have a happy ending. Fans kick Jay Park from 2PM. After writing on his MySpace, like long time ago, Jay Park wrote, "Korea is gay, I hate Koreans." Fans were enraged and called for his departure from the group. Jay Park did that in 2009 while giving an apology to the fans. After flying to America, fans asked him to come back, and he did. He returned in 2010 as a solo artist, and now both he and 2PM are doing amazingly well. As you know, Jay Park is the CEO of, or one of the CEOs of AOMG Entertainment, and he is just killing it. And 2PM is doing fine without him. They're doing great as well. So this is the last scandal in the article, and then I'll talk about the articles that I think are the scandals that should be included. But G-Dragon accidentally smokes weed. Although heavy drinking is acceptable in Korea, marijuana and other drugs is strictly forbidden. G-Dragon was tested positive for marijuana, and he responded that he had been extremely drunk after a party, and when handed marijuana, he thought it was a cigarette. We'll never know what really went down. Just, yeah, we'll never know really what went down with GD and the drugs. So next, here's some scandals that I think should be included in the list. Most of them are from lesser known groups, but they seem to be kind of bigger scandals in my eyes. First was Byung-ho of 24K. He had been reported to be married with a child, and he'd kept it from everyone, the company, his band members, the public. No one knows. He apparently got his girlfriend pregnant, and then married her before, actually, he was wed 1 month before 24K's debut, and he was promoting during the time his wife gave birth. I mean, wow. He is no longer with 24K. I really hope that kid is doing okay, honestly. Yeah. Now, the next group we're going to talk about, they have 2 scandals with them, and they're a group that has always seemed to get the worst luck with scandals. Mr. a group that are super talented that I really enjoy, but I mean, with their name being Mr. and when SNSD came out with a song, that was a thing, but the other scandals are kind of crazier. First, member Han, who he was not an original member of the group, but he had joined for one song, but he left the group due to recent controversy, or this was a year ago, so more than a year ago, so this was February 2014, due to the controversy involving a transgender woman. Supposedly, he he had a relationship with a transgender woman. She claimed that she had been mistreated by a male idol, claiming that they had lived together and engaged in sexual relations. She eventually apologized, saying that they were not true, but he still left the agency because of that scandal. Like I've said before, Korea is a very conservative country, and these kind of issues are very controversial to Korea, and so it makes sense for an idol to step away because of that. And then another Mr. member, he was an original member of the group. He was Maknae Ryu. He said that he had been abused by the CEO, and that's why he left the group. No one knows really what happened. No one really knows what's going on with Mr. They haven't had a comeback in a while, I don't think. And if they do, it'll probably be with 4 members, or maybe even, I don't really know. I probably should see if they've disbanded or not. But yeah, it's kind of sad because they're such a talented group, but they get into all this crap, you know? The next scandal was Lovely's Jisoo being accused of being a lesbian who committed sexual assault against other lesbians. This went so far as for her to be taken out of the group's debut, but she is now back, and they are a full group again, and it has been confirmed that the girls making those claims against her were lying. It just, seriously, it's just, like, why would you slander someone like that? Maybe you came on to her and she didn't accept your advances and you decided to do this. I mean, how petty could you do that to someone? Like, how petty are you? Yeah. And the last scandal we're going to talk about is the blackmailing of Lee Byung-hyun. He's a Korean actor. He was being blackmailed by a member of the girl group Glam and a model. Supposedly they were in a sexual relationship, which they weren't, but the girls were planning to blackmail him about the sexual relationship, but their plan backfired, and now both girls are in jail, and Glam has disbanded. That's pretty much all the great K-pop scandals, or the most controversial K-pop scandals. I don't really know what I'm going to title this video, but thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And tell me, some K-pop scandals you know of that probably didn't make this list. Bye, y'all.